Oh yeah.
How you doing? Welcome to the pour.
I'm good.
Welcome to the pour. Welcome to the pour. What are
How's
you
it going,
drinking?
man?
So tonight, Luke is going to be drinking. Luke is going to be drinking a little bit of Lake of Bays, from what I hear.
No love for the Hulk Hogan?
Oh, no, sorry, man. I just
Lake of Bays, brother. What gonna do when this oatmeal stout runs wild?
you
on
know,
your
but the
taste
problem
buds,
is
brother?
you're just edging right into you. Oh no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there because my wrestling chops are not where your
Dude, hold
wrestling
on.
chops are.
I gotta get the top knot out.
It's a little blurry. Nobody can
You're
see
impressed.
it. I am impressed.
Don't act
actually.
like you're not impressed.
It's true. I'm impressed. I apologize if the dog
At
is
least I
barking.
don't have this going on.
Yeah, I know you've kind of got this. I've got this Clark Kenty thing happening right now, and it's just frickin' driving me mad. The least I could do would be to wax it into a proper curlicue, and then I could take my glasses off really fast, and then jump into a trick. I'm not even going to touch my hair anymore because I can edit that out later. I won't, but I could.
Just put like a little black bar across.
I can censor it. That's right. So tonight, Luke has got a little Lake of Bays, and I will be drinking in honor of the fact that Luke opened this up with an oatmeal stout. I managed to source finally a bottle of Nut and Honey Porter. Nut and Honey Porter
You're a
is...
bastard for not drinking that with me, by the way.
Dude, I didn't have it. I only got this week. Nut and Honey Porter is the second beer released in Alberta by Elbeck Brews. Elbeck being the brainchild of Mr. Bruce Sample, Edmonton brewer extraordinaire and all-around great guy. So I'm super, super excited to finally get this into my face hole. I've been waiting a long time. I saw the original design for the labels like back in March or April. And it came out and I just hadn't been able to get my hands on it. And now that I have my hands on it, I'm going to shove it in my hole.
Stick it up again. I want to see the Sailor Jerry-esque art.
It is a very, very fancy bee. This is the Nut and Honey Porter.
Venture to say, Greg, that would be a dandy bee.
I don't know. There is something about the bee. Oh yeah, the bees actually got the Elbeck I just about said pentagram. What I meant to say was pentagon. The Elbeck Brewery Pentagon. It's actually on the bee's head. It's actually kind of a cute little detail on the bee, but that's irrelevant because it doesn't tell me anything about what's in the bottle. I know what's in the bottle. So, do you want me to go first, or are you going to go first?
I'm going first because I want to be attentive.
Hit it up.
While you're...
Hit it up.
Hey, Greg, check it out.
Pop that sucker. Oh, why, look at that. It's a small tulip-style glass, which is ideal for a porter.
Appropriate glassware
or a flavorful stout, perhaps. Would that by any chance be a etched glass from Freeze Your Cask Off 2017?
It would indeed. On the 3rd of February 2017.
Bitchin'. I do believe you were at that event, were you not?
I was. Here we go. Nightwatcher, oatmeal stout, Lake of Bays, going in the glass. Here we go. Glug, 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 glug.
Gluggity, gluggity, glug. Gluggity, gluggity. You know what? I'm just going to give you the big screen, man.
Well, it's not very oatmeal-y. It's sort of burnt-y. It's a little caramel.
Burnt-y?
Yeah, burnt-y.
That's a tough sound. I don't think burnt-y is something that most brewers go for.
Yeah, it's magical. No, it's not. Yeah, it's beer. What do you got?
That's kind of disappointing a little bit.
Buddy, I'm pissed. I got 3 more of them in my fridge.
Oh, okay. So we're not gonna dwell on it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, let's move forward.
Well, you know what? Hold it in your hand, swirl it around a little bit, let it open up and warm, and then we'll talk about it again. Okay, so then let's
in a magic bag.
So then let's talk while I'm now in the one shot. Now let's talk a little bit about this here Elbeck Nut and Honey Porter. It actually did win Best in Class at the Alberta Beverage Awards this year. Now, Alberta Beverage Awards isn't a beer show. It's actually kind of a foodie show. Where restaurateurs and liquor store owners or liquor outlets, chain owners, whatever, get together, pair foods, drink beers, have wines, and then they sort of rank and categorize the best of the best all at once. And it did incredibly well. He's got the stickers on the bottle, which is awesome. But I haven't had him in my face hole, and I really like Bruce, and I'm really hoping that this turned out as well as I think it did. I have had his honey porter before, but I had a test batch from the fall last year before this one, and that one was not as it could have been, and I'm really looking forward to where this is. It's carbonated nicely, crawling out the top. Let's pour us a glass of this here delicious concoction.
It looks so good, dude.
Nice and dark. Let's give it a little head there. Let that head die off. Anybody know why you pour a beer like that and let the head build up? Huh? Here's the reason. If you let the head out,
because you don't want your beer to oxidize. Correction.
Incorrect. The reason you want the head is because that head takes the CO2 out and it makes the beer less bloaty. If you find that you drink beer out of a bottle, that bottle never truly outgasses, and so you're drinking all of that carbonation. It makes you feel full. Pouring it into a glass with a good vigorous head releases aromatics, releases CO2, and it's not as bloaty, and you feel better when it's all over. Yeah, and you have no head on that one. All right,
it also puts a layer between you, like between the air and the liquid.
And it will keep it from getting oxidized, but it's a small impact over the course of a beer. We'll talk about what's in the beer and everything else in a minute, but I need to get this in my face hole. A little bit of honey on the nose for sure. A little bit of that. That sort of meaty honey on the nose, but it's super subtle. There's some hop there, but there's also some spice. There's something spicy. It doesn't have that raisiny sweetness that typically comes in a big porter. Sláinte, Skål, Egeshegedra, all of that stuff. Cheers.
Strovia. All right, you don't have a hair on your backside if you don't beer bomb the rest of that.
Deep roasted malts. And spicy. There's spice in this. The honey is not there on the mouth. There is definitely a nuttiness to it, and a spice. Do you get the
fullness from the honey?
No, it's actually incredibly crisp, very clean, not at all sweet. It's rye.
Really?
It's rye. There's rye in this. Blah, blah, blah. First beer review, blah, 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 blah. I shouldn't be afraid of the dark side. Blah, 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 blah. Smoothed out with the honey. Tweak the recipe. Chocolate rye. Alberta honey. And a humble, medium-bodied dark beer with hints of sweet honey flavor mixed with dark chocolate. Well, okay. Rye is there. And seriously there. Chocolate is there, but it's bitter chocolate. It's like remember when you were a kid, Luke? Did you ever get those squares of Baker's chocolate? You know those?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you ever have semi-sweet in the house?
Get them, and I used to steal
and then dark in the house?
Yeah, all the time.
And then at some point, one of us kids would go and grab the semi-sweet, or grab a square thinking it was semi-sweet, and we crack a big hunk off, and it's the dark that doesn't have the sugar, and it's that rich cocoa black chocolate.
Yep.
That's what's going on in this glass. It is
That sounds
deeply, deeply rich, bitter chocolate with virtually no sweetness at all. The honey is there to, and I shouldn't say it's not sweet. It's actually fairly sweet on the palate. But those rich chocolates and rye come through like a freight train. It's a very powerful beer. I don't know if it's my personal preference for a porter. I like a sweet porter, not a rich roasted porter. This is on the roasty, spicy, kind of punchy in the dink side. But it's definitely got that lighter body feel. It's kind of a medium to light mouthfeel beer. I like it. It's not my favorite porter, but I know a lot of people that would prefer it over the porters that I like because they don't like the super sweet stuff. So from that perspective, a damn fine piece of work, and I certainly can't find fault with it. Certainly not within the style, and it's absolutely a tasty beer. So I am happy. Have you warmed that up a little and brought some flavors out?
Yeah,
totally.
I actually had it wrapped in a magic bag a minute ago.
You had it wrapped in a magic bag? Oh, to warm it up?
Yeah. Because I have a magic bag on my foot. A bit of like piney, the overpowering roast, man. Overpowering roast.
Yeah, like this beer is a 6%. It's not an imperial. It's just a strong porter, but it's heavy on that roast side. But it doesn't taste burnt. There's lots of roast.
I think I'd really like to try that beer, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these that I have in the fridge. I'm going to take them out and set them beside the stove,
so that they're warm when you drink them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, or just put them on top of the fridge. I find that usually works to warm it up just enough.
Yeah. It improved. It doubled in goodness.
Well, that's good. That's good.
It's still at 2.5, but.
Well, I was just going to say, before we put our scores out on these beers, where can people go? Well, they can go to Untappd, untappd.com/user/Mr. Wilkinson, and untappd.com/user/G-Scratch, because that's where we do those things with these things that we do to these things. Or whatever. Sound right?
That's a great logo.
Thank you. I think you're going to make it even cooler.
Really.
I got my rating. Yeah, I mean, I know what my rating is on this. I've got to temper it. Like I've got to temper my rating because, I'm gonna rate from my gut on this beer, and know, regardless, it's a good beer. Regardless, I'm gonna rate it by my
rate based on the fact that Bruce is a brother.
No, exactly. And in that, from that perspective, I'm gonna rate it like I know what I give his KGB. The KGB for me is a 5.5. That's not true. It's like a 4.25, 4.5. But that's the KGB. This is Nut and Honey Porter, and it's a different beer. It's a different style. It's a different recipe. It's for a different audience. And for me, the Nut and Honey Porter is a 3.75. It's absolutely a beer I would drink if it was offered to me. I would not hesitate to say, yes, I'll have one, please, thank you, and may I have another. Will I run out and buy it in bulk? No. Because it's not a porter of my particular preference. But a great beer.
Oatmeal stout for one.
Well, dude, I will. If I can grab another one, I'll grab another one. One of the issues I think with Elbeck right now is just simply availability. It's Bruce is producing, but he's producing in one batch. That's what gets into channel. It's not like he's brewing it every 3 weeks. He's brewing it once, and then it's out in the market for the next 3 months, and then he's off to the next beer. And so one of the
Wow,
issues I
Dave.
think is it's just, you know, as a gypsy brewer, and I suppose I shouldn't say that, as a traveling brewer, as a itinerant brewer, there you go, much better choice. And I don't mean to say gypsy in a negative way. It's actually, I think, a very positive thing. It means that he's scattering, you know, he's scattering his efforts around the province to a bunch of breweries. Nut and Honey Porter was produced, I believe, with two sergeants out in Fort Saskatchewan. He worked with them on the KGB as well. I do have another Elbeck in the fridge, his Texas block. That was done with Norseman. I think it was with Norseman. No, it maybe. No, he did the pumpkin with Norseman. I'll figure out who. I think he did the block with Norseman. But anyway, 375, that's what
2.5,
it is.
375.
That's it. I mean, I think that's the thing. Cheers, that's been the pour.
Thanks for playing with us.
Till next time.
Bye. It's going to punch my computer. It'll be cool.